Hi, I'm Leo. Welcome to your October 2019 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And also, just to let you guys know, I will be resuming the personal readings in October. So if you're interested in that, just check out the description of the video for all that information. Alright, so with that out of the way, as far as the spread we have in front of us, I call this the Bridging the Gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy towards the connection with your main love interest, and the cards on the right represent their energy toward the connection. And these are the past energies, present energies, future energies. And after we get through those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards to try to get some additional insight. That's where the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. And also, since these are general readings, if you feel like this is more like your energy on this side and this sounds like theirs as we're going through it, then definitely trust that too. All right. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Okay, so starting with the past position on your side, we have the Ace of Coins. So same as the Ace of Pentacles. What I always say with the aces, to me they're more in the idea stage. So as opposed to something physically being presented or even suggested for that matter. So what I see here with this being in the past position is this is someone that you saw with potential for this to really go as a long-term connection. I look at all the, looks like it's very vibrant, right? It looks like there's a lot of room for growth, very fertile. So to me, that's what that represents. That in the past, you saw this as a connection that really had the potential to go the distance. Whether you outwardly expressed that or not, it seems like that at the very least that was what was on your mind. Now, the past position on their side, we have the Two of Wands, and this is actually an Aries energy. So some of you could be dealing with an Aries, but more than anything, to me, this represents that they were all for the new start too. And this says to me that at least for, I'd say the majority of you, it might have even been them who made the first move toward you. That's really what I'm picking up on there, even if it was the female, because if we look at the artwork there, it looks like she's like, brushing her foot up against him. So that's the main vibe that I'm picking up on, is that in the past they were probably the aggressor, and this is someone that you probably saw potential for a long-term connection with. In the present position, we have the King of Coins. So this is the equivalent of the King of Pentacles, and this is actually a court card that represents Taurus. So again, it almost repeats the same message to me, which is to say that, given that Taurus is your 10th house, and that's career and social status. So if you think about social status saying, single versus in a relationship, right? To me, this represents that you really saw this as someone that you could build something long-term and stable with. And this looks to me like this represents you actually putting effort toward making that a reality. So, in the ace energy in the past, like I said, that's more of something that might have been on your mind. To me, to see you progress to the king energy here shows that you've taken it beyond just thinking about it. Now you've actually been putting in the work to make it a reality with the person. In the present position on their side, they have the Six of Chalices. So this is the equivalent of the Six of Cups. And so I'm not really picking up necessarily a reconciliation vibe here. It can be the case for some of you. So let's say in the past, maybe you guys had something, right? And maybe it just never really got off the ground fully. This can be saying that this is them coming around to reconcile with you. But I get a little bit of a different vibe in this particular situation. What I'm feeling here is this. I'm really getting the feeling for the person on this side that this is someone that's more like easily distracted. You know what I mean? So even if they were the ones who were the aggressor toward you in the past, it looks like in the present they might be thinking about an ex now, like, because if we look at the body language in relation to the way the spread is, she's looking away from the spread, right? From your energy. And then she's looking at a painting of two people. So to me, it's like, she's reflecting, reminiscing on the past. So that's more of a vibe that I'm picking up on, is that this is someone who's easily distracted, and, even though you're over here trying to build something stable with them, they could have their mind totally somewhere else. And I mean, for some of you, it can be maybe, let's say, if you really have just been heavily focused on your career and you guys haven't been, spending a lot of time together, then if that's how it's coming across for you guys, then in that case, it can represent that they are just really thinking about you a lot, but, they're missing that physical connection with you. So something to keep in mind there, if you really have been just plugging away at your career and seeing them as the real deal, someone you want to be with, you might want to keep that in mind then, which is to say that they might feel like a little neglected. So, even if they are thinking about you, right, that's still, not necessarily an energy you want someone to be sitting in if you view them as someone as long term potential. All right. And in the future position on your side, we do see the Ten of Staves. So to me, this represents putting in a lot of effort towards something. If think about the way it is in the Rider Waite, the person can't even really see where they're going. They're just carrying the 10 wands, and the path ahead of them isn't even clear because they're just, it's blocking their vision. So this can just be saying that you've really been working hard towards something, and for a lot of you, could have been working hard towards building a stable connection with this person, or maybe, like I said, for some of you, trying to build up your, finances to have a stable connection as well. That could be a way it's playing out. Um, the message in this particular deck regarding the Ten of Wands, it says something along the lines of great success, but with it comes great responsibility. So that could be saying that, you might actually get this relationship with this person, but maybe you start to realize it takes a lot of work, right? Maybe on the surface, especially if they were the ones who were the aggressors towards you in the past, you might have, thought that maybe it'd be a pretty balanced connection, but maybe as time goes along, you're realizing that you're going to have to put a lot of work into it to maintain it. That's the vibe I'm picking up on there. And then the future energy on their side is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is actually a Capricorn energy. And for you guys, that's your sixth house. So what I was saying there as far as putting in a lot of work, that's what I'm feeling here too, that because obviously if they're the ones in the Queen of Pentacles energy, then it stands to reason that you would say that this would represent your energy, right? So that's the vibe I'm picking up on there is, I don't know if you want to say high maintenance or however you want to word it. I just feel like, they're really making you work hard for the connection. Now, I don't know if that's in like a playing hard to get type vibe necessarily. I'm really just feeling, like I said, that this is someone who's easily distracted, and they want someone to put in a lot of work toward them in order for them to stick around. That's really the main vibe I'm picking up on this side here. So I don't know. That's really the main thing that I have. So yeah, there's not much else coming across to me in this particular regard. It seems clear to me, and unfortunately, that's not going to resonate for everyone. So I wish I did have more possible scenarios, but that's really what's jumping out to me the most. That this is someone who really expect someone to put in a ton of work to be with them, and if not, then they're easily distracted and thinking about the next thing. Um, I hesitantly say they could even be a bit narcissistic too, because like this is going on over here, but then it looks like she's staring in the mirror as well, so that could be what's going on. And that could explain the dynamic too, where maybe in the beginning they were putting in a lot of work and then they were making you think, oh, this could really be the real deal. But then as you start to put in more work, then all of a sudden they're giving less and less and less, right? That could be the way it's playing out for some of you. Because on top of that, what's interesting to me is on the bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Nine of Arrows. So, that adds an element to it as well that makes me think that something's a bit off, right? Because, I mean, if we just look at these cards on the surface, they don't necessarily look all that bad either. But then if you add in, well, why is the Nine of Arrows at the bottom of the deck, right? It could just be saying that you're really like under a lot of mental strain trying to get this connection going. And I think last month your theme was like daydreaming, where I felt like you guys were in a bit of a mental fog, and maybe this is all related to that, where maybe you've just been putting in so much work to try to get this off the ground, and you're just like trapped in that circle. Another way this could play out too, since Nine of Arrows is a Gemini card, and Gemini represents your house of friendships, This could just be saying that your friends might have a lot of advice about what you should do too. They could be saying, "Oh, you should do this, you should do that." And it could just be stressing you out that everyone has an opinion on it, and you're like maybe even confused yourself about what to do, and it's just making it worse for some of you. I don't know. And then bottom of the deck on their side is the Seven of Wands. So this is actually a Leo card here. It represents the last 10 degrees of Leo. So if that's your placement, maybe this will resonate for you guys a little more. But even if we think about what that card represents, the Seven of Wands, which is to, usually it's standing up for yourself, right? Fighting for what you believe in, and usually successfully so. But if we look at the energy here, right? If we look in that person's eyes, they almost have a bit of a deceptive look, right? Like they almost feel like, okay, good, I got them to do what I wanted them to do, right? So again, that same thing, like I was saying, they want you to, it seems like they really want you to fight for it. And I don't know, some people like to get involved in that dynamic, and I guess you could decide for yourselves if that's healthy or not. um I think it goes a little bit beyond playing hard to get with this person. I just think that really is, they just have like really high demands for connections. And like I said, if not, then they have no problem with looking at what else is on the horizon, basically. But we'll see if the oracle cards add anything additional to that. So first, I'll try to pull some cards from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck I have here. And for those of you who haven't seen this type of reading from me before, I do pre-shuffle this deck, and then what I'm looking for is actually jumpers. Oh, actually you got one there. As far as messages, unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. So there's one there, and then we'll try to see if we have one from them toward you next. Oh, got one, but it fell, so let me just pick that up, and we'll take a look at them. Okay, so the one from you says, I wish I could take back the things I said. Interesting. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if that really fits with what I'm seeing here. Trying to see if there's any particular reason I could see that fitting in with the spread. I mean, the only way that I would see that fitting in some way is the Nine of Arrows, which is to say, maybe that does represent some guilt. So maybe that could be why you're putting in all this work. I think that would resonate for very few, where it could just be saying that because you might have messed up in the past, you have been putting in a ton of work to try to make it up to them. And to be perfectly honest with you, I hate to say it, but for more of you, this might resonate as far as you're regretting even being involved with this person at this point, because you're at that Nine of Arrows point, the Ten of Staves, where you're like, why did I even get involved with this person? So quite frankly, I think for more of you, that's how it's going to resonate. But I don't know. You guys will know better than me, obviously. And then here on their side, them to you, it says, I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. So this is an interesting one as well. So it could have been, maybe as far as what was going on here with the Two of Wands, maybe they were really, even back then, maybe they still had an X on their mind, but maybe they were viewing you more like a rebound, you know what I mean? Like they were like, okay, this is just something I could use to distract me, right? Because like I said, it seems like this person's easily distracted. So maybe that was how it started off with them, where they were like, okay, this is something just casual for them. And maybe you read into it a bit more. So you're looking at it as, oh, okay, this could be the real deal. Meanwhile, they're still not over someone from their past. So, that's how I can see that playing out with this spread. But I don't know, even for them, like I don't necessarily see this person as the type that would feel guilt for anything that anyone does, quite frankly. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just really viewing them very negatively for some reason, but I don't know. Hopefully that resonated for you guys, though. And lastly, we'll pull some cards from the, a card rather, from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. And same situation here. I pre-shuffled this deck as well. I'm just looking for one card here to help tie everything together, then we'll wrap up. All right, there we go. This is a very interesting layer to the mix here, too. All right, we have Loyal Heart. There's the artwork for it, and the number is 35. So yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting. Okay, it says fidelity, loyalty, devotion. Well, I mean, to be fair, I do see you embracing that, embodying that energy on this side, but like I said, I don't know. Something just seems off about the person on the other side. Let's see. It says evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. So interesting there. So I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm just reading this person wrong, but their energy just seems off to me. I don't know. I mean, I did mention very briefly, though, one scenario where, this is just maybe you guys had a disconnection in the past, even though it looks like things are going well, and then this is them reminiscing about you, but I don't know. Something just seems weird. We'll see what else this says, though. Relationship message says your partnerships, friendships, and romantic relationships all have many qualities in common right now. Honest devotion, faithfulness, and a loyal heart are being shown to you. Are you as loyal in return? Now is the time for heartfelt commitments and trusting in divine protection. So it's interesting there when it says, are you as loyal in return? I really almost feel like this is more speaking to this energy. So like I said, it is a general reading. So for those of you, if you feel like this was more your energy here, then maybe this message is more for you. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, something just seems a bit off about their energy here that I'm not necessarily trusting. Maybe it's just, I'm viewing it the wrong way. So hopefully, if the messages I was saying about the person on this side didn't resonate, hopefully this helps provide some clarity for you guys. But I don't know. Especially with that Nine of Swords, I don't know. I feel like you guys might feel like something's off too. So, unless just like I said, for very few of you, it could represent guilt on your side as well if you did do something wrong in the past. But that's it. And then maybe that's why they're making you work so hard, right? But you guys would know if that was the case. So, we'll wrap up there, guys, and I'll see you all next month. All right? Bye.